So who deserves the next statue at Nebraska? They've moved the Tom Osborne, Brooke Behringer statue over in front of the new locker room football complex. There's a spot for a statue over there on the north side of the stadium. Who deserves the next statue? You got a Devaney statue, you got an Osborne statue. You said you've got to take.
I think he didn't get a Heisman. He should have got a Heisman. The Heisman winners they haven't been honored in statue. But they've had, they have the Heisman room. I don't know if they still have the short film that you can watch on them. I think, and I'm being biased because of my my time as a fan and the era that I was born into, but I think I'm giving Tommy Frazier with the Florida defenders hanging off of him. I think that's what I'm going as my statue for.
Ooh, Tommy Frazier. Now I was thinking this was a good pose.
I also can't watch that.
Sorry.
Another thing. These triggering pictures you keep showing me are really bothersome.
I mean, he's got a thumbs up. He's got a smile on his face. A nice sweater vest on.
No.
I mean, no.
That is a good statue pose. Just a
interesting. See, I thought you were going to go something different. Now, of course, if they did this statue, I think they would do it outside of the Devaney Center, but either Terry Pettit or John Cook.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking only football, so I was thinking outside of the football facility.
Sure,
football, we've done the coaches. Like, it's time for a player. If you had one player statue, that's who I'd give it to, frankly.
I know they do it at Florida. They have statues of all their Heisman winners, which I think it's just Tebow and Spurrier, as I recall. They have statues.
Okay.
So you wonder if you start with the Heisman ones, because my thought would be for a football statue, Johnny Rodgers.
Yeah.
And it's, him, at the end of the punt return against Oklahoma, with, the Oklahoma player diving at his feet at the end or something like that.
Wiley, back to kick.
How about a Lyle Bremser statue? There you go. That's what we need. And it can be like the big boy statue out in front of the restaurant where you push the button and you hear Joe Wiley in the kick.
That'd be fun. Like the Happy Chef. Yes. Where you can push the little button. They should have one for all of the play-by-play guys. You can go through and it'll play highlights from their era. I love it.
That's actually a really good idea. All statues should just have buttons.
Hey, Mom, can I have a picture with the Randy Lee statue?
Strangely, the Warren Swain statue would be an odd one because you'd press the button and you'd get a read for touchdown herbicide.
Oh, my God. It's Warren Swain's selection of highlights from the Arizona State loss in 1996.
Oh, God.
Oh, that means I wonder if Creighton ever makes a statue of you, if it'll just be 5 points, bang 3-pointer.
Well, that'll actually be at the terminal where you.
Oh.
And you get to put the little tube in my mouth and it goes up and into the bank.
I love the idea of an announcer, a hollow. The broadcasters need some love. And I'm a kid who grew up. You were talking about the big boy, but I grew up going to Happy Chef where you could press the little button.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking Happy Chef. You're right. Yeah, Happy Chef.
Yeah, Happy Chef where you push the button and it says, "Welcome to Happy Chef," or whatever. I love a huge, gigantic Ken Pavelka, right? And got it, right? You can push it all night long, and it brings out over downtown Lincoln. Be amazing.
Got him!
Got him! Wow.
Got him!
You could just use that. I mean, you want to put me in there, we can do that too.
No, we're just going to...
Oh, no!
We need more interactive audio exhibits.
I agree.
That's a great idea.
I agree. Maybe that's what they can do with some of that extra. I mean, they had displays. You mentioned the Heisman room over at the new old locker room. Yeah. But I mean, they need a Hall of Fame. I mean, they've needed a Nebraska Football Hall of Fame forever. So it's just some place where they can display all that stuff, and having interactive displays with, highlights and things like that. I think that would be cool.
I love it.
I like it.
And people would go. People would Build it and people will come. People will come, Ray. People will definitely know.
I feel like you can't do one of the Heisman winners without doing all of them because they're such a.
That's why I think. I think.
Now.
I think you almost have to. I think you do all three of them. So you get Crouch maybe catching the ball over his shoulder. I mean, would that be the iconic pose? Him catching the ball on the black 51.
No, not as a receiver. You can't really do that. I think him doing the airplane wings after the Missouri run in 2001.
Airplane
wings. He did this for the weirdest celebration ever after he ran for that entire touchdown.
Yeah,
Wilson Thomas came up and celebrated with him. I don't know. Maybe we need to appeal more to the youngs, though, right? It's the olden days players got enough love, right? How about Sue paid for a bunch of that weight room it used to be right outside of.
Big Mr. Sue statue.
How about Mr. Sue?
Statue.
How about that? Smack it. Putting Colt McCoy down. How much would people love that? They're throwing him down. I mean, it'd be cool. It'd be cool.
Either that or him, spiking the football that he should have been penalized for after that interception against
that would be a good one too. The run and just like that. I love it, even though it's a statue of a guy committing a penalty, but come on, it'd still be great.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that's not a bad one. That's not a bad one. Tony reminds me
Heisman too.
Danny Werfel also won a Heisman, so he has a statue. Jordan suggests that Trev Alberts gets a statue. Well, I mean, you got to have statues that people want to tear down. That's all the rage these days is tearing down old statues.
I did a spit take there. Wow.